Welcome to my first ever question and answer thing. Got some questions, now let me give you some answers. I was on the floor not feeling good when I asked for questions, and I'm on the floor and still not feeling good as I answer the questions. So, it's kind of a continuous kind of thing. But anyway, some of these questions people actually ask me, and some of them I just found on the internet and thought would be cool to answer because, of course, as I am a small channel, not many people are going to be giving me questions to answer. So, I took in the liberty myself to find some questions, and here are my questions right here on my beautiful cellular device. So if I happen to be looking here a lot, that is why. So, on to the first questions. This first batch of questions are questions I just kind of found online, and then we will get to the questions people actually ask me after these. There's only a few. So, the first question. What TV shows do you watch regularly? Well, honestly, the only channel I ever watch is Comedy Central, so any show on there. I like South Park, Key and Peele, Tosh.0, Chappelle Show, even though that's not anymore. They still play reruns, and that show was in like 2002, so that tells you it was a good show. Always Sunny in Philadelphia, of course. I'm not really into a lot of TV shows like dramas that people are into nowadays, like what's it called? What's that one called? Breaking Bad, Walking Dead. I couldn't care less about that. Game of Thrones, I've never seen an episode. I don't really care. I'm not into dramas. I'm a big comedy guy, so love comedies. Everything Comedy Central I love, and that's like the only channel I watch anymore. So yeah, next question. Who is your favorite YouTuber and why? Well, YouTuber as in an individual person, I'm not sure, but as just a YouTube channel, I really like Achievement Hunter Let's Play. That is probably my favorite channel. They provide me with oodles and oodles of entertainment. And also Inside Gaming, which is now Funhouse. They're also very hilarious and awesome. But YouTuber, favorite individual, I guess it'd have to be my buddy Voki. Voki! That's his new chant, by the way, that I just made up. But he better use it every single time in every one of his videos, or something's gonna happen to him. Can't tell you what, but Voki, you heard me. Next question. If you could invite 5 people from history to dinner, who and why? I like this question. This question's an interesting question. I have already the 5 people written down already on here, and let me tell you why. Number 1 would be Mark Twain, mainly because of the stories I've heard about him. He's supposed to be a very interesting person, very interesting character, and I love Huckleberry Finn. As I've said before, it is probably one of my favorite books of all time, and he just sounds like an amazing dude. He's one of the first kind of stand-up comedians, so that's super awesome. And yeah, he's just super cool like that. Number 2 would be Bob Dylan, because, I mean, being the music guy that I am, Bob Dylan is like the epitome of like deep and intellectual music. Number 3 would be Leonardo da Vinci, for obvious reasons. Who wouldn't want to meet da Vinci? One of the most like awesomest guys ever in history, because awesomest is a word. The true Renaissance man, the OG Renaissance man. The coolest guy ever, the painter guy, the inventor guy, the guy who did all the codes. It'd just be awesome to meet him. And number 4 would be Ludwig von Beethoven. Because, of course, again, as being a music guy, and him being my favorite classical composer in history, it'd be awesome to meet him. Of course, I'd love to meet him when he still had his hearing. That would be nice, but I'll take what I can get. And fifth, number 5, that's what we're going with, would be Nikola Tesla, because he is also supposed to be supposedly a very awesome, what's the word, not awesome, well, I'm sure he is awesome, but very interesting individual, very intriguing person, and it'd be awesome to have a conversation with him. He's one of these really just out of this world brilliant kind of guys, and it'd just be awesome to sit down and have dinner with all these people. I just want to meet them. So number 4, maybe? I don't know. It's one of the questions. What career do you want to go into? Well, personally, I would like to go into, what I'm planning on going into is music production and engineering, which would be kind of like working in a recording studio and recording various people's music. I think that would be a super fun job. I've been doing that for a few years now, mostly with my music, but I've done it for other people's music in my little home studio that you've seen me in before. And yeah, that'd just be a really cool job to have. Next one, and these are from here on out, is from actual people. So, from Unable the Army, when are you going to live stream? Well, I've been wanting to live stream for a while now, but here's the thing about live streaming. Twitch TV, the website, for some reason does not work well on my computer. Like, my computer and Twitch TV just don't go together well. I don't know what it is, I don't know why it is, but whenever I go onto that website, my computer freaks out, it doesn't know what to do, and it just kind of... Ugh. So if I do live stream, it will have to be probably on using the YouTube live stream live feature thing, whatever. But I'd really love to live stream. I've been wanting to for a while, and if Twitch TV would work on my computer for whatever reason, I would have did live streams by now. But since it doesn't, that's the only reason I haven't done any so far. I'm gonna get there. I just gotta try to figure things out, and as soon as I do, there will be live streams. So as soon as possible, as soon as I can possibly get there, that is my answer to that question. Next question, still from Unable the Army. What are your plans for the future? Well, for the future as in my channel, I guess I just want to keep growing and providing you guys with awesome content. But for the future as in me, after I finish this year, which is my senior year, I am planning to go off to college. My two colleges that I'm hoping to get into, well, one of them I've already gotten into, but the two colleges that I'm really wanting to go to would either be Berklee School of Music or Full Sail University to study, as I said before, music production and engineering. And yeah, and then after that, just start my career. Maybe start a music studio. Of course, I'll still want to do my YouTube channel on the side while I'm going through college and everything. But yeah, next question. Again, from Unable the Army. Are you going to play more PC games? Well, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really much of a big PC kind of guy. I'll play a few from time to time. The only ones I've really played so far are, what, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 3 and then Happy Wheels. Just because, you know, those are the PC games if you're going to be playing any. And I'm just not really a PC kind of guy. Maybe eventually if there's other PC games that I find really interesting that I want to try out, possibly, but I wouldn't say it's going to be like, it's going to become a big thing. I would say maybe here and there might be a few PC games here and there, but other than that, not really much, but maybe in the future there will be more. Alright, from Dragon Scary Pasta. Ever thought about doing anything scary? Well, I do a few scary things, like Five Nights at Freddy's, as I said, and I'm starting to get into creepypasta reading, but right now I'm actually looking into more crappypasta reading because there aren't many good creepypastas for me to read. And I don't want to read like a 5-hour-long creepypasta. I'd rather keep it short. So I'll do crappypastas, I mean. And a few scary games like Five Nights at Freddy's. But I don't know. I might delve into more scary stuff if I can find it. That's the problem, is finding awesome scary stuff. And also awesome scary stuff that hasn't been done billions of times before by other people. But I just might. That's interesting. I might keep that in mind. I'll see if I can work some scary stuff into the the near future. From, again, Dragon Scary Pasta. Would you rather destroy your game consoles and live without them and not be able to play any games for 20 years, or cut off your right hand and not be able to fix or replace it? Well, since my right hand is my dominant hand, it would be very difficult for me to live without it. And plus, being a musician, that would be very unfortunate if I lost one of my hands. And plus, if I lost my right hand, I'd never really be able to play any games ever again anyway, so I'd go with the get rid of all my games and stuff for 20 years. I can live without them. Alright, next question from Dragon is All 360. Do you prefer Xbox or PlayStation? The age-old question. Well, for the last gen, that's really the only generation I could tell you, the 360 and the PlayStation 3, because I actually played both the 360 and the PlayStation 3, and I could give a fair answer that I do prefer the Xbox 360 over the PlayStation 3. Just because I like the games on it better, I like the controller, I like the layout of it, and I just like I just enjoy the Xbox overall more than the PS3. Not to say the PS3 is bad, I just enjoy the Xbox 360 more. But for the newest generation, the Xbox One and PS4, I'm not sure. I've only played Xbox One, I haven't played PS4, so I couldn't really give a fair answer because I haven't tried the PS4. But as soon as I try a PS4, I'll be able to give you an answer. Next question from Maddie Green from YouTube Talk. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, that would be 2020. I guess, yeah, I'd be out of college by then. And I guess I'd be just starting my career. I might be starting my own recording studio. That's something I always found would be a cool pathway to go down, or finding work in another large studio. Maybe another interesting thing I've thought about working on is maybe doing music for movies. I always thought that would be really cool. And then of course also doing my YouTube on the side, because I want to keep this going for as long as I enjoy it, of course. If I don't enjoy it by 2020, then I would have stopped. But if I'm still enjoying it and still wanting to do it, I'll definitely keep it going. Change of settings because my camera was about to die and I had to plug it in. So I used to be sitting over there on the floor in front of that lovely little cabinet with my consoles and TV, but now I'm just sitting here next to my bed. So where was I? I was at the 5 years from now question, correct? As if you could answer me. I think I pretty much covered the 5 years from now, so let's move on. Next question, also from Maddie Green. What's your dream job? Well, if I got to pick the job I wanted to be, and it could be any job, I suppose I would want to be the rock star that I am inside. Well, maybe not a rock star. Well, I guess a rock star, yeah. It'd be super cool to be just like one of those rock legends, just out there on stage, jamming along, having your album sold all around the world, and people loving you, and wanting to hug you, and do more things to you. But if that's out of the question, then my next step down would be maybe just a songwriter or a composer of sorts, or possibly a YouTuber, a big YouTube guy. But really those are either something really awesome in music that I really enjoy, or something like this on YouTube or some other place that I also really enjoy. Just something I enjoy. I don't want to be in a job where I make tons of money but don't enjoy it at all. I'd rather be really enjoying my job and maybe not make as much money. I'd much rather have that over tons of money and like hate my job. Next question from Maddie Green again. If you had a country, what would some of your laws be? Well, alright, first law, bunny rabbits. Out of the question. No more bunny rabbits. No more rabbits, no more bunnies. Gone. Talking to you, bugs. Get out of my country. Next law, gloves can only be worn in the months of February and August. Don't ask why. That's just the rules. Law number 3. Every citizen of the country is allowed 3 slaps a day into any people they choose if they make them mad or whatever. 3 completely non-punishable slaps. You can slap whoever you want. You won't get in trouble. And law number 4. Wednesdays, naked days. That's all I gotta say. And the final question from Maddie Green. Wolf or bear? Wolf or bear? Well, it depends. Is it just an individual wolf and an individual bear? And are they fighting each other? Or is it just my favorite? See, if they were going against each other, and it could be multitudes, I would pick wolf, because wolves travel in packs. They tend to travel in herds. And bears typically are either alone or just with a mate or something. So that'd be like 6 to 12 wolves against like 1 or 2 bears. And the odds are in the wolves' favor. And if I had to choose my favorite, though, I'd still say wolves. Because, you know, wolves are awesome. But if it was just mano-y-mano, it'd have to be bear. Because bears are big and mean. And if it was just one wolf, he'd be like, well, what am I going to do? Just sit here and get eaten. And the last question asked by wonderful Mr. Musi Gamer, it's me, how awesome was this Q&A? The awesomest! So this has been my first Q&A. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Of course, like I said, not many questions because, you know, small channel still. Maybe one day I'll be able to answer like all sorts of different questions from all sorts of different people. But until then, I guess this would suffice. Thank you so much to everybody who asked questions. They're super awesome questions. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed this Q&A, and I will be doing more in the future. If you have any questions you want to ask me, just write them in the comments below or message me your questions, and in the next Q&A I will I will answer the question. So anyways, I'm Musi Gamer. I'm feeling sickish. I've been coughing this whole video. My throat hurts. I'm sleepy. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I want to go to bed, but I'm probably not going to. I'm probably going to play Xbox for a little while until I just can't keep my eyes open. But I'm Musi Gamer. I'll see you in the future. Goodbye now.